Now today we are going to discuss about the first web table methods, then we go for the test object methods. With the help of that, how we can validate the application after performing some transaction. So you may take the notes, you may not going to take the notes. So try to avoid taking the notes except main points. I will go to send the notes script for you. Okay. The first thing here, web table methods. So what is table meaning now? Web table methods. What is web table meaning here? Combination of the rows and columns. Okay. Now, if I go for this web page I am going to take. In this web page, I have one table here. This is the one table structure. How many rows are there here? 5 rows are there. How many columns are there? 2 columns are there. Now, generally, as an automation tester, what we are going to validate here, we need to find number of rows availability. In a row, how many columns are available, and specified values available or not in the table. This type of validation where we are going to do as an automation tester. Okay. Now, how we can do automation, this type of validation using QTP. Further, they given some methods for us. So, what are the methods are available for us? First one is row count is the method they give. What is the use of this row count is to find the number of rows availability in your web table. So how the syntax is going to be for this? Row count equal to some variable equal to. So where you want to find web table? So web table is, what is the hierarchy for the web table? First you have to start with the browser. Browser of browser name dot page of page name dot web table of table name dot. So row count method operation row count. This is the syntax to find number of rows available in a web table. Like this. Now in this table I want to find number of rows availability. So how we can write the script here? First I am going to add this table information to the object repository. So observe here, directly you can't add the table information. Even though you click on a table. What is showing here? Web element, because specific element is selected. But this element belongs to the parent object. What is the parent object? Web table is there. Now in this confirmation window, we have to select the web table. Click on OK. Table information you got. Now one variable row count equal to browser of browser name dot page of page name dot web table of table name dot row count. Message box. This is what I want to display, the how many rows are there. Row count. If I run, so 5 number of rows. Now 5, what is the 5? It's not meaningful to me. I want to display something there. So I want to say that number of rows are ampersand RC. Now if I run it, Number of rows are 5. That is the ampersand we can use to concatenate the strings like this. Now this seems to be to me a lengthy is there. So I can take WebTable as a one reference object. Set my table equal to, I can say here, now here what I can write here, case sensitive objects my table dot row count. Simplified it. Ferran. Number of rows are 5. Like this. Like this we can go for the number of rows availability. Next one, I want to know that how many columns are there in a specified row. For the how we can write a script. Example, to find number of rows in a web table. This is the script. Okay. What the second one is there here? Column count. Let me increase the font size. Column count. What is the purpose of this one here? To find number of columns in a specified row. That means what is the syntax here for this? Column count. CC equal to. So browser of, again, browser name dot page of page name dot web table of table name dot column count. We have to specify which row do you want to find, like this. Okay. This is for the row count syntax, like this. Now what I want to here, an example, find number of columns in fifth row. I want to find. So what is the script for that? What I should write? So it is my table only here. What I should write? My column count equal to CC equal to my table dot row count. Instead of row count, what I should use? So I should go for column count. Now asking that which row do you want to find? I want to find in the fifth row. Go for 5. Fifth row I want to find. Now number of columns are CC. If I run, application not visible, that's why it's waiting there. What is the output we got here? Number of columns are 2 are there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here we have the 2 columns like this. Now I want to read the cell value. For the purpose, they given command called here get cell data. There is a method, test object method. We are going to get cell data to read specified cell value from web table. So what is the script for that syntax? Suppose some variable equal to, again you have to start with the browser of, so browser name dot page of page name, page of page name dot, then web table of table name dot get cell data. What are the arguments you have to give here? Get cell data. What are the arguments for? Row, comma, column. Now suppose my intention here, example, to find number of columns in a fifth row. So this is the script already written here to find number of columns in fifth row. Like this you have to write. If you, now it is not fifth row, cell value I want to read. I want to read here specific cell value. I can say like to find or to read fifth row second column cell data. This time I want to read fifth row second column cell data. How I can do that one? Now same hierarchy here. So my table dot, what is the command here we are using method? Get cell data. Use get cell data. Here it shows the argument also. Which arguments we need to pass first? Row. Fifth row, second column. Then here I can go for some X here. Here also I can say X. If I run it. So is the value which is available here? Same value we got. That is general idea about the web table methods which we are going to use. Okay, like this. Now the scenario is like this. Suppose I want to print all the values which are available in a web table. That's my requirement. I want to print all the values from the web table. How we can do that one? Table I'm taking into the one reference object here. Set my table equal to browser. Or browser name, page or page name dot web table of table name. Now first I want to find how many rows are there in this table. So my table dot row count. So I'm giving the for loop here. For I equal to 1 to row count. So how many rows are there? That many times it has to execute. And also each row how many columns are there? That many times also it has to execute. While execution time it has to read the cell value. Okay. Now for loop I given here I equal to 1 to row count, number of rows. Now what I want to do here, I want to find number of rows, number of columns available in each row. Again, first I need to find here column count equal to, so my table dot column count. Where do you want to find each row? First time first row, second iteration second row, like this. Now each cell value I want to get here. Now I can say here like this. Again I am going to use for loop for j equal to 1 to column count. Each row how many columns are there? That many times. In that x equal to my table dot get cell data of row. Which row it is? I. So j, column is j here. Now I go for print of x. So that is the loops why we discussed. This is the purpose. all the values going to read. Now, this is the case where you are not able to understand how the loops are executing, how the values are in the I and j. You have to go for the debugging. How to perform the debugging here? Use the breakpoint here. Use breakpoint. So once you click here, we are going to get the breakpoint. Run it. When you run it, this is the way you have to observe in that organization. Once you join, already existing scripts they may given to you to go for the review. You may not understand the logic. Use the several breakpoints in our script, and once you run, submit going to stop here. Now open the debug viewer. So go to the variable section. It shows that what is the I value here? What is the I value is there? 1 is there. What is the j value is there? That means what is the get cell data means 1 comma 1. That means this value it will read. Next, continue here, run again. Once one iteration is completed, I value still 1 because internal loop only executing first. Okay. So what is the j value here? 2. That means first row is 1, j is 2. That means second column it is. First or second column. Next, this is completed. Next iteration, where control is going? Upper here. Sectional loop it is going. Now what is the I value here? 2. That means now my control is moving to the second row here. So what is the j value is 1? That means first this value. So this is what you have to practice. The way you have to do like this. Okay. Now, okay. They may ask the question like this. Can you check particular value is available or not in the loop? In that table, I want to check. Maybe I want to check this value is existing or not. Of course. These are the values. No? So different values are there. So the $168 is there. This is value is available and I want to check. So how we can write a script for that? No need to display all the values to me. Check particular value is available or not. How we can go for that? Instead of going to the print, use if condition. X equal to what we are expecting, that value $168. Then say that message box specified value available. Now you see here, if I run my script, all the values going to read. Specified value available saying that. After that, when I click on OK, it is not stopping the execution. Other values also going to read, going to compare. Is it required? No. I want to stop the execution. How do you stop the execution? Exit for you can use. To stop the iterations in the for loop, we can go for exit for. But how many for loops are there here? 1 or 2. So exit for means which loop is going to terminate? Internally this for loop is going to terminate. Again we have the external loop. No? Again to go for the iterations. Now here in this case, not exit for, we have to go for exit test. You have to use to stop the execution. No space here. Now you observe. There is one important question. How do you stop the execution? Through script. Exit test you have to write. Okay. Now stop the execution. This is the WebTable concept. How we can go for this.